What's up everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'll be demonstrating a step-by-step portrait illustration of Albert Einstein. Today I'll be walking you through each of the basic steps to creating a portrait illustration. Now we're going to start with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil, but you're welcome to use whatever you'd like. I want to start by sketching a line coming down the center of the page to help with the balance and symmetry. So let's start at the very top in the middle. Just going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom. And again, this line doesn't have to be perfect. We're just using this as a guide. Let's move to the center. Draw another line going across from left to right. Now these lines are going to help us balance the eyes and ensure that the head's positioned straight up and down. Let's start in the center and leave a gap in between the eyes. So from that center line, let's move over towards the left. Just going to mark this off with a short line. Now I want to measure that distance from the center over towards the right and do the same thing. Now with these marks in place, we're going to lightly sketch a circle going out towards the left. So we're just going to go up. And we don't want to go too big. Come around towards the bottom and then back up. So the center line sits in the center of our circle. Let's go over towards the right and do the same thing. You want to come up towards the same height and come down towards the same height. Now inside each of the circles, we're going to add a little bit of shape to the eyelid. Let's start from this point. I'm just going to curve this up. I'm going to bend that down towards the outside of our circle. Let's do the same thing on the right. Going up and then bending that down. Let's draw the bottom of the eyelid. We're going to step down. Curve this down, and then bend that up on the inside. Now the circle that we created is going to act as a guide for the bag underneath the eye and the eyebrow. So let's start back on the inside. I'm just going to add some thickness to the eyebrow. I'm going to go up and then down towards the side and do the same thing on the right. Let's add a fold above the eye. Starting from the outside, we're going to go up, go across, and then down on the inside. Now from the center, we're going to come all the way down towards the tip of the nose, right about here. Just going to mark this off with a straight line. And then from that center point, we're going to sketch out a circle. We'll go all the way around the nose, and then back down. On the side of the nose, let's add a curve for the nostrils, going around and then back in towards the bottom. And then from the side, I'm just going to angle this up and then in towards that center line. From the tip of the nose, let's move all the way down. It's going to mark off the bottom edge of the mustache, and we go all the way across from left to right. Now, the outside of the mustache is going to line up with the outside of the eye. So we're going to go back up to the top left. Just going to lightly sketch a line coming down on the left and right side. Let's go up to the top of the nostrils, draw a straight angle line coming down and then out. Now just underneath the mustache, we're going to add a curve for the mouth, the lower lip coming down and then up. Step down, draw another line going all the way across from left to right. Let's go back to the bottom corners of the mustache, and lower the chin, coming down and then in. And once we blocked out the face, we can define the width of the head. So from the outside of the left eye, we're going to step out to right about here, sketch a line coming all the way down, coming straight down towards the bottom, and then up towards the top. Now let's measure that same distance from the outside of the circle on the right. Coming down, and then up. Now from the eye line, I want to slope the head coming down and in towards the jaw. Down to right about there. And then from here, it's going to angle this down and then in towards the side of the chin. From here, we're going to work our way along the inside of the hairline. Let's start back on the outside of the eyes, angle this up and then in. Go straight up to right about there. Now from here, it's going to angle this down and then bend that up towards the right. Now from the outside of the eye line, we're going to step out. It's going to angle the ears, coming down and in. Angle that back in towards the side of the head. Now halfway down the ear, we're going to angle the hair, going up and then out towards the side. Now on the left side, we're just going to add a guide for the outside of the hair. We're going to go up, go across the middle, and then come down on the right. Now I'm going to bring the hair coming down behind the head. Let's start on the left, angle this down and out on both sides. And it'll angle this down and in towards the side of the chin. From the side of the head, slope the shoulders, coming down and then out. I'll add the collar from the left side, come down and then back up. Now that we've established the proportions and composition, I'm going to go back and lightly erase some of these guidelines. So this will help us get a better look at our proportions. So lightly erase those lines and detail around the eyes. Now use our clean rough sketch as a guide to help us layer on some more detail. Now I like to start with the eyes. We're going to start by modifying the shape of the eyelid. Starting from the inside, we're going to go up. Just going to lightly sketch in this detail, going across and then down towards the outside. And then just working our way around the eyes. Coming in. Adding a little bit more detail working around the eyes, like some folds and wrinkles. And then just adjusting the shape of the details. Now I can go in and just block out the outside of the iris. So just tucking this up underneath the eyelid. Just going around. I'm going to add a small highlight on the top with a little circle and just roughly shade in the inside of the eye. Let's move over and draw in the right eye. At this stage, I'm not getting too detailed. I just want to capture the right shape. And the size is quite important at this stage. A little bit of a wrinkle in between. Again, just getting the right position of the iris underneath. We can always come back and just readjust this later, but I just want to get a good look at the proportions first. So I'm just going to lightly shade that in, make sure everything's balanced out. Now I'm just going to go and just darken up the upper eyelid, going up towards the brow. I'm just going to lightly shade in the upper brow area. Just pushing this into shadow. Let's go over towards the left side. And lightly shade in the eyebrow. Working our way down towards the eyelid. Now modifying the shape of the nostrils. I'm just going to add a little bit of texture inside the mustache, starting underneath the nose and working our way out. We're just coming down about halfway, and then go down to the bottom center and just work our way up. Now I'm going to go back and just add a little bit of shape to the outside edge of the head. Just coming down towards the jaw, just softening up that corner around the jawline. Just going back and just modifying the shape. Just go in and add those wrinkles across the forehead. Just lightly working our way across. Now we're going to go back and clean up our drawing one final time before we add some more detail and shadows. Now going back to the eyes, just going to add a little bit more detail and contrast. We're just going to commit to these lines that we created. And that's once we're okay with the composition and proportions. I say this with all my portrait illustrations. It's more important to capture the proportions and symmetry rather than the details. So the details can be layered in afterwards. I just want to make sure that the proportions look correct. We just go and just lightly add in the contrast, which will also contribute to the likeness of our drawing subject. So a few little wrinkles on the inside of the brow and going across the center. Now on the right side, we're just going to blend that shadow in towards the eyebrow. So the shadow's a little bit heavier. Just add a little bit of detail for the hairs across the eyebrow. Now we're just adding some more detail to the mustache textures. Starting along the top. We also want to drop that shadow coming down from the nose, going down the center, slightly over towards the right side. Now working away from the bottom, going up. Again, adding a deep shadow across the bottom of the mustache. Just going to bring that shadow coming down the middle. going to switch to the flat edge of my pencil and start adding some more shadows. We're going to start with the chin. Just going to darken up the bottom and just work our way up towards the mustache and the mouth. Just curving our shadows around the side of the chin and then fading that up. Now I'm just lightly working in the texture across the hair along the side of the head. Just working our way up towards the top and then just feathering that out. Now working away from the outside, coming in with that hair texture. Just going to start with a loose representation of the hair first, and then come back and add some more detail after. I'm just going to add some loose detail around the body. Now I'm just going to layer a little bit more contrast on top of the hair. Now as we get closer to the end of our drawing, we're just going to tighten up our shadows and add a few more wrinkles around the face. And always be sure to sign our artwork. And that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Albert Einstein. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single week. If you have any requests, you can drop it in the comments below. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.